Greetings. May we meet you?
Um, Magnus is my name. I'm a native of Omondoba in the local government Imo State, a graduate of University of Lagos, and the CEO of Magnum Group.
Okay. How is your growing up like?
Just like any other child born in the village, I had my early life in the village to the age of 11, 12. I went through the rudiment of molding blocks to farming to cutting palms and climbing palm tree and raising local village money while schooling in the village before finally I went to MGC Kaduna on scholarship. That was my first time out of the village, straight to Kaduna, and I left MGC Kaduna in 92. I was the best student there. Then to the University of Lagos, I read genetics, biotechnology, and they combined it to marine biology altogether in the Faculty of Sciences. To the university like any other person, was in the student union 95, 96. Uh, Graduated from Unilag about 98, 99 after all the strikes and Nigerian problem. After university, got some offer among those of us that were among the top grades in faculty were offered job. And then Standard Trust Bank for Andy Sim, I used to be called, I think they're KPMG now and all that. But personally, I declined when I noticed that the income from such working will not be able to kind of stand for bills I know that are waiting for me from my old folks who are not actually capable, who were downgraded by the aftermath of the Civil War and all that. So, and from there, I ventured into personal entrepreneurship. I joined the business about 99, and then we moved down to the trade fair complex. I came in young growing voice in the quote Igbo boy, or struggling in trying to find the square root. I ventured into the O2 battery business. Tried to shift the narrative from the regular conventional batteries that use electrolytes, and I moved into the what we call the maintenance free. Luckily, had some partners met some partners from Korea, and then gave back to what called the diamond battery. And from there, we moved it to other products, aside from battery, went into the nitric acid from Holland. Then when the invention of the inverter system came in, I broke into it. We were among the first that started the inverter lighting business in Nigeria. I did it with one of my products called the Mercury brand of batteries. We got into solar systems and solar lights and the lithiums of this world, the invertation of this world. And from there also, we're also into real estate with properties around the island and Ikeja, Festac, and Ibadan. Of course, not taking it away from the trade fair where we're mainly situated. It's been a hick journey of life, trying to marry the Nigerian disadvantages with the order of the day. And I'm just one of the strong believers who don't believe in traveling out of my home country. Believe that struggle is everywhere, and all you need is just wherever you give in your best, you will always get the inspired result. So that's just the long and short of it.
So, what personal challenges have you had to overcome on your journeys to success?
Oh, so many of them. One of the other one I had was trying to settle down in marriage. The war, family wars, and all that. So um, I'm a very, very disciplined person. I believe in myself, and I don't joke with my decision. So it kind of divided me and my, some of my fruits and all that. But in the long run, they discovered that that which they're afraid of or was afraid of became the best. Now, after settling down, one another big challenge that hit us is in 2011 when I lost about $500,000 to bank staffs of Fidelity Bank and 210 to a friend called Ezenwa, whom to me actually scammed me and all that. So I viewed life from so many angles. I tried doing things I know I wouldn't want to discuss with anybody and all that. So it was serious. Then there was also a time when this NDLA guy stormed my home in Festac, took me down to a pair, just trying to extort money and all that. And it was, what one was not used to, accusing you of what you don't know about. That was also challenging. Generally, any other thing is just about, you know, people are happy when you are born. People will be happy the day you die. In between, you just manage. It's the basic Nigerian thing. It's been going up and down. Then, of course, not putting away when I lost my mom at the early age. I think I was about 9 years or 10 years when that happened. So it threw me off guard, the parental thing, having to, enjoy all that because I was the last born of my mom, and so it was not easy. So all other challenges, I believe, is something that happened to all of us.
Wow.
They're all part of rudiment of life. So
Okay. Talking about the war, can we know how a clue of how old you are when you were born?
no, I of course wasn't part of the war. I'm among the mid 70s and early 70s birth. So I don't know much about the war, but of course the effect was there because the opportunities were never there anymore for us. A kid like me got to know what is called conflicts till when I was about 11, 12 years. So basically, we knew no life right to things like television or the basic kiddie thing. I never attended nursery school and all that. So the war really did a lot to most of us that were born after the war. That our parents
Yeah.
they have, and even those that had, they were only giving back $20, and I don't think any parent need to do that. And unfortunately, most of the home then in the east
Mm.
we had a very high voltage of birth, so we had so
Yes.
many in the homes, and so the effect affected a lot of us. Apart from those of us who were kind of gifted with, you can go through the walls of school by yourself. Those that needed payment to school never had opportunity. So as I see most of the people from those late 60s to 70s, they are most of them are lagging in education. It's not that they don't want to go, but the parents never had the opportunity of sponsoring them to that level of life. So that's one of the big.
Okay. So how do you handle pressure and tough decision making at the highest level?
Fair enough. That's quite easy for me. Monthly pressure is one of the easiest thing I do with ease. You know, how- if you are this, how do we say it, Akokibo, as in somebody who grew up in the locals, one major thing that your body get used to is abnormality. You're kind of often directly or indirectly. So, Marvin, things you see kids cry about, you'll be laughing, you'll be wondering why they are crying. So, I don't think such thing for me. Like the things I said happened to me, I was just, you know, sometimes I laugh over it. Aha! There is something that happened of recent. I will give you an example. When Lagos State came to the church complex, this is my complex. They hit this building for over 3 hours to bring it down. I just fixed. If you look, you see some of these places scattered. It was aftermath of what they did from here to the end to the back. Normally, that kind of thing will break anybody down. But funny enough, when I had it, the driver said, "We're going to first stack." I stopped over in one of my old houses, stayed there to drink anything and Campari that day. And I was just, when you guys are done, you will leave. So that's another, thing that happened to me. You mentioned some of the regrets of life and all that. So I find it easy to do so. But do you know why? You say, how come I handle that? You see, money, basically, how you earn your money determine how you handle situation. Now, if you're somebody who all your life you've earned money through one day at a time, pay as you go, it's different from somebody who probably go into illicit businesses and make that, one-off money, boom. Now, if something happens to that money, to him is the end of the world. So for those of us who grew up with one day at a time, I mean, you ask yourself, oh, okay, the money is gone. How did I make it? One day at a time. You go back to one day at a time. With time, you come back to where you are, or even better. So that's it. And then secondly, one of the things that give me this mojo of handling, tough situation is contentment. I find every situation of life comfortable. You never created yourself. It's not of your making, except if it's of your making. But if it's not of your making, anyhow you find yourself and you believe, oh, today we no longer can wear Gucci shoe, that it is made in Aba. Of course you wear it. And then when time for Rolex wristwatch come, you wear it. So with that mindset, now then you handle any situation.
Hmm? So how do you stay motivated during difficult seasons in business?
I love sports. Okay. Now there are two phases of difficulty in business. One, it could be general, effect of government policy, the economy, and all that. Now, when you're in such a situation, now it is for everybody. Worrying over it is just stupidity because what is happening in Abo Keke is the same in Bokori. The one that is born out of, sheer, do I say, nature, unluckily it happens to you. You understand? Of course, those ones are tough to bear because you see yourself and then you see others, it's not the same situation. So when I find myself in situations that are abnormal, I am a very strong sports person. I do a lot of tennis playing. I'm a member of Ikoyi Club. So all I do is drive to the tennis. After the breaking, I came back here, saw what they destroyed, staffs that were crying. I tried consoling them. I drove straight to Ikoyi Club. I played a match that day for my team.
What's going on here?
And everybody was like, Magnus is all over the news. But look at him, he's playing tennis. So some of my Yoruba folks were like, Shebiana, one deal with Igbo people. Let's see one of them now. And the next day, I found myself dancing with some of the team that came to break my property without even knowing that I'm the one. And I not knowing that they are the one. So sometimes choose a hobby, something that takes your time off labor. If it is playing draft, go and play draft. you are not going up to the bar taking bottles of beer, my dear, go. Life is for the living. If you like boxing, go and do boxing. There are some doctors that when they go into difficult operation, you see them going to the balcony to take cigarette. You think the cigarette does not have meaning to them, but it cools them off. And after that, they're okay. They're able to face those popping of blood from people's system and all that. So basically, you just choose one thing that you do that will help you free your mind.
Okay. So what lessons did failure teach you that success never could?
One thing, there's an adage that says when things are good for to us, we become bad. You know, success brings laziness. Yes, if you're not careful. And if you're not into a successful business that has sustainability, if you're a lazy person, tendency of losing it is very high because success brings comfort. Comfort brings laziness. So if you sometimes going to work becomes difficult, waking up in the morning becomes difficult, chores become difficult. If you're the type who folds your clothes, this will learn from boarding school. You see, you no longer do it. Everything you delegate, you delegate. That is it. And then one thing that I don't like about success is it doesn't allow you to express yourself. Sometimes in occasion, I want to serve people. I want to run to from the caterer to the this and all that. But anything you touch, somebody's behind you to collect it. Anything you touch. Success does that, of course. Success is good because it's the lubricant of, life and joy. Then failure, nobody wants it. But then failure gives you some association of people on the lower cadre that even by right of position, you will never come close to them. But you see yourself, bringing yourself down. Failure teaches you to have what we call same level playing ground. Is a leveler, make you see human being to be human being. You don't size people, you don't weigh people, you don't regard people. You tend to value everything around you. Failure helps you to understand need and not want. But success is the other way around if you don't know how to manage it.
Okay. So how do you balance the demands of business with family and personal life?
I try to start on time. In fact, before I became where I am, before I got to where I am, I've already, even for family scramble, I started fighting for the marriage thing as at age of 28. Ended up happening about 30, 31. So luckily, me and my wife, within 3 years, we've had the 3 kids we wanted, 4 years. Soon two is 2 years, Chiso. So 05, yeah, 05 to 08, we had all our kids. All right, so we all, grew up together like that. And between me and my lovely wife, we made decision of distinctiveness in what we want to do. We never put our eggs in one basket. I saw that the working, no matter your intelligence in Nigeria, it's not going to take you anywhere other than pay bills. So I opted for personal business. I knew I could grow something on myself right from childhood. I never believed in anybody telling me what to do right from childhood. So my wife joined the banking industry. Today she's a manager in Zenith Bank. I think she's among the youngest manager in Zenith Bank, I guess, yes. Then I pursued the business thing. So we defined it that the kids must be in boarding school. I did that because I knew what boarding school did to my life. Taught me independence, shaped my awareness, understanding people, easy to associate. That's one thing boarding school, was teaching us. And then she pursued her banking career because our arrangement is if one doesn't grow, the other one could sustain it and all that. So it was easy. In fact, when my last kid got to 13 years, we stopped anything money system made. I don't know what it's called, all this boy. I don't use it. Most of my workers are graduates. I don't even like the other. I feel it's not wise. So I had always defined family time business time. And if you're a husband who understands that the most important thing in family is time, people think it's how they say love. They say, if you're able to dedicate time to your family, that family would always grow with you as a body. So the kids, luckily, they are very intelligent in their own little ways. They're making their grades. They are growing. So the visit at home is always 2 weeks to the house, max, sometimes just the long back. And then we arrange our time for holidays. We do the holiday, family visit, we do that. I don't mix the two. I don't allow the business to take my family time away from me. So and I'm always with my wife. In fact, you hardly see me on occasion without my spouse. It's not possible. It's
Wow.
not
Wow.
possible. For
What do you
I
enjoy?
tried, yes, and let me, there's one thing that people don't also know that keep the family, especially among my Igbo businessmen. You see this in the call club. Huh? Without prejudice to those practicing it. If you can avoid club, eh, you will be tight with your home. The nature of the way we run club is a good thing if you really understand the rudiment of club. As I am, I don't belong to any club. Not that I don't like them, not that I don't want them. But of course, they always do what I call misplaced priority. Sometimes the ideology of people you meet may not be the same. But I'm a member of the K Club. K Club is purely a professional thing. Nobody has time for your personal business, personal life, what you want to do. It's your mother's burial. Go ahead and do it. You don't need to disturb people. You want to you buy car, you want to flaunt your car. Go ahead. Nobody disturbs you. But don't bring down, to where people say they want to interact and see if they can grow in careers from there. So if you avoid club, you see that too much travel will not be there. You choose the kind of visits you want to. You choose the kind of places you want to. You choose the kind of association and friends you want to keep. But if you attach yourself to so many clubs, today, tomorrow, each time your home is having an excuse why you have to leave home. The women you are keeping in those homes, the children you are keeping in those homes, you think they know nothing. They know far, far better than you. He who is living here and running so many clubs is like somebody whom and his wife are living in diaspora, one in Canada, one in Nigeria. There is no difference. At the end of the day, the mind is a terrible thing to waste. Everybody in their quiet time thinks overboard. And because of the kind of news and flaunting and arrogancy of businessmen, not respecting home and not respecting life, both male, female, either way, you see that the homes start having those cracks. And once those cracks start coming in, my dear, if it is broken, it's broken. Even get yourself more trying to fix it. Just like the broken bottle. So avoid too much of what will take you out of the home. It's purely your job, your wife job, you come back home, pick one or two sports. Like me, when I'm playing tennis, my wife is doing her Zumba at the other section. At the end of the day, we learn to come back together. Go. If I close for me and I'm driving to Ikeja to pick her from office, we drive back home. When we wake up, morning mass, after morning mass, I'm back to office. From office, I come here. Once I'm done, I do the opposite. So without that, you see, you keep. And then back home, you avoid too much crowd. When you are somewhere and you remember that your wife is the only one at home, you must come home. See how it works. But when you are somewhere, your home is made up of this person, that person. Where you are believing she will be gisting with one person or the other. But if you realize that she's the only one, if she realizes that you are the only one, you would always run back to where your heart is.
Yeah.
So
That's
people
nice.
should learn to not to distract themselves with too much of all these things, even though they are good, but we
Yes.
should use them wisely. And
That's
then I
nice.
do a lot of listening to music and dancing. I don't send you.
Okay. Okay. What principles do you never compromise on, no matter the situation?
I don't enjoy unnecessary lies. When my dad was alive, he used to have this 911. I think I've been one of those things here. Sir. On that 911 is written, when he came back from Cameroon, what is written on it is Ezioku Bondo. So in the village, when we start arguing over something and we can't find our square root, when chief will run back to Madad Uzume is his name, will run. Whatever he tells us or how he ends our argument or dispute, we are happy, we are contented, we leave. See, people think there are lies, there are truth that if you say it, it doesn't really hurt you or hurt anybody. How yes, to just put little pinch on your mind. Instead of us saying it, we prefer lying over it, thinking that it's smartness. But the issue is that those things on the long run develop into a heavy one. So I hate unnecessary lie. You could like to say the situation is going to be catastrophic or it's going to cost you life or destroy things. It's even understandable. All this guy man unnecessary, casually you say it, people do it to their spouse anyhow. And sometimes the people you are talking to are even smarter than you. One, it destroys the confidence people have on you. So our Nigerian banks, out of every 100% loan they give, that loan will grow about 30-40% and it will kill 60%. What they do in Nigeria is not bank. It's only in Nigeria that a banker you will complain to your account officer. I went to the ATM to take money. The money came out. NEPA took light. The ATM swallowed the money back. And you try to complain to pursue the 5 for 3,000 you're trying to take. You hear the banker telling you what is 10,000 naira. Forget it. We don't understand the meaning of banking. Unfortunately, the government is not there to help us. It's not there to help us. No country in the world that is running normal economy can be giving loan 30%, 35%. What the heck do you want to do with the money to generate such? If such loophole is there to make such money, then our country will be lending money to the whole world.
So how do you succeed in still managing? How do you manage keeping up with them?
That is what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, if I have risen to 60% through the help of bank, the actual sense that should have been 100% if they were not there. But what do? We're also in a sick country who don't even understand where they are losing money. So everybody is all caught a joint system. The country is losing money through wharf. They don't even know exactly what is going through their wharf. They don't know how many containers come in and leave. The institutions and the agencies there are the one making the money. The banks are giving money at a crooked rate. So it's only a few who will sometimes monopolize or who are smarter to come out earlier. I made mention of starting the inverter battery earlier. Among cannot count the first 3, 4, 5 people that started the inverter business in Nigeria without counting me. I may be the third or second. I don't want to say I'm the first. So that earlier time you come in, you make your margins. It goes crazy. You leave. You watch again. Look for another hole, something. Nigeria is still a virgin land. I be the nothing. This country have not been touched. Have not been touched. The country don't know that they are the one of the highest, where they have the highest deposit of lithium. Lithium is what powers the world now. We don't even know the importance. The first 27 sites discovered, now sold to Chinese.
Hey, will you tell us about your humanitarian or selfless deeds?
Yeah, I've mentioned we have our Magnum Foundation where we do the little we can do. When I run the foundation, you won't see me doing opening prayer. I don't know who the record pastor. I don't even record anything self. If you ask me of any recording of anything I've done on my Magnum Foundation, I don't have one. So we do that. And sometimes, anytime I do my birthday too, one or two person gains from it, either in terms of education or alleviating what you can alleviate. Then back home, because religion may not be what we see it to be here. We still do some of the, things that have to do with our homes, where our old ones, parents, at least they go to think less about life. We
Mm.
also help out there. It's one of the motives and channels that I get angry over it, but then it's also needed because the lies they tell them also make sense to them. So sometimes they take away hand from evil because of fear of the unknown.
Wow. Wow, this is a wonderful interview. You said quite a lot. I also need more you.